Wrestlers are 100% built different. Whenever you see them, they just look like a bunch of Ninja Turtles, just straight muscular for no reason. Back in high school, whoever be wrestling, you can just see that, hey, they shredded, got muscles, veins growing out their back. It's honestly remarkable. But you got to think, wrestling is a physically demanding sport. It requires a lot of strength, agility, flexibility, and all kinds of endurance. With all those demands, it's going to equal to a powerful physique. You got to think, there's all kinds of training methods that they do behind the scenes. But it's just the nature of the sport. See, wrestlers, they often grapple their opponents. And when you think about it, grappling is not easy, especially if you're handling somebody that got some weight to it. You having to grapple, you having to endure the rounds as well, because those rounds can last for a while. And you gotta think, you grappling for 2 to 3 minutes at a time, you already gassed out. But then you gotta think, you gotta dig deep to try to win that match. So here both of y'all grappling at all y'all night. Here both of y'all is grappling at 100% trying to win. So here that takes all kinds of energy, strength, and endurance to be able to perform your very best and try to win the match. So there's all kinds of training styles that wrestlers do that sit there and build their foundation. Starting with the strength. Strength is the foundation for the wrestler. Wrestlers do often lift to gain muscle mass and strength. See, you got exercises like the squat, they bench, deadlift, and all kinds of Olympic lifts. The key is a lot of power movement, something that's going to give them extra power. Power. You have to be explosive. Explosive movements and Olympic lifts is what a lot of wrestlers do. They also do a lot of functional style of training as well. Anything that involves basic movements, grappling, throwing any bags over the head, you name it. They're sitting here doing all kinds of things. Rope climbs, plyometrics, anything that gets their coordination, their agility, and also their cardiovascular tip top in shape. The key is to grind. Push yourself to limits beyond belief. Wrestlers, they push themselves. Their environment is all kinds of crazy. But then you handling opponents that's trying to put you on the floor. And then you trying to fight against their weight and their performance. So here you see you're trying to out battle them. That takes a lot of energy. Over time, if you're getting used to it and you mastering your craft, it will show in your physique. You getting better at strength, you getting better at your agility, coordination will equal to a stronger physique. When I was in high school looking at those wrestlers, man, I was like, damn, why y'all built like that, man? I wish I could be like that. It makes me regret not wrestling back in high school, man. But see, I wasn't trying to wear those tights, man. I got jelly rolls at the time, so it wasn't going to work out for me. But just imagine, right? If I actually did as a big kid, I would have literally transformed my whole entire physique if I actually tried. See, that's the thing, man. If you never try, you ain't gonna be built like a wrestler. And these wrestlers, they believed in themselves and they actually went along with their sport. They learning the skills of how to properly take down their opponents, overcoming their obstacles. But their training is pretty vigorous. And you have to think, in order to overcome this challenge, you have to have a strong mindset. Wrestlers, they got strong mindset. Any combat sport, contact, you name it, right? You got to be built different, bro, because you got to have that mindset of strength. You got to be a strong individual and know you have to overcome your opponent. Your opponent is yourself mostly, because that self-doubt that's going to beat you. If you have a strong mindset, it's going to show in your body. And that's what these wrestlers are showing. Another thing is the drills. Wrestlers do all kinds of drills. Drilling. The more you drill, the more it's going to be in your muscle memory. You working the heavy bags, sandbag workouts, any style of grappling drills, these wrestlers are just doing it. And they do it often. That's in the name, drill. You have to drill these techniques over and over to actually master what you have to do. Over time, you got the muscle memory, and it's going to actually show in your physique. You got to think. All the cardiovascular exercises you do in these drills, all the strength training that you do, like squats, deadlifting, the Olympic weightlifting, anything that involves building muscle mass, you're going to actually be built 100% different. That's why these wrestlers is built like Ninja Turtles, man. Their training is really hard and vigorous with all kinds of weightlifting and drills. Once you have all that combined, the next step is your nutrition. It's not just about the training. Wrestlers also pay close attention to their diets to ensure that getting the right nutrients is going to help them build the muscle and recover to the best of their ability. See, their workouts is pretty intense, so you have to sit there and get the proper nutrients, but they also have to eat. Eat your good foods. Don't starve yourself and don't overeat. Just eat properly. And once you do eat, eat the right foods, eat the right stuff, drink the right fluids. Most importantly, is be consistent. All of this, you have to be consistent. If you fall off for a week, 2 weeks, you're not going to be at your best. But if you're on point with everything that you do, trust and believe, you're going to sit there and level up each and every day as a wrestler. Also, is to pay close attention to your rest and recovery, because just as much as you lifting, working out all the time, you're not a Superman. You have to rest. You have to recover your muscles for it to rebuild. Wrestlers got to make sure that they get the adequate sleep, rest in between each workouts. You're lowering the risks of injury. That's the last thing you want. You in a high risk scenario of getting injured in wrestling. The last thing you want to do is get injured during training. That's where resting and recovering is really key and important for a wrestler in their routine. Once you see on the Olympics and wrestling, and you see how hard these wrestlers go at each other, and you like, man, their physiques look absolutely crazy. It all comes down to how the way they train. Their training is vigorous. A lot of grappling, weightlifting, power movements, and drills. Cardio is on 10. You're going to be running a lot. You're going to get all kinds of rope climbing, you name it, all types of endurance style of training. Once you have the power, the strength, and endurance all lined up with a good nutrition and rest and recovery, that's how you're going to be built like a Ninja Turtle. That's how you're going to level up as the best individual in the sport of wrestling and anything in life. All of the style of like if you train like a wrestler, you're going to look like one, and they're going to think you a bodybuilder. A lot of these wrestlers look like bodybuilders. Intense training, that's how you build a physique like that. You have to train intensely. You can't sit there and hold yourself back. You have to be in these areas that you've never been in. And wrestling will for sure test your gangster, especially once you're on the mat. That's what's really going to test your fitness level. Once you start sparring. All that sparring these wrestlers do, I'm telling you, you're going to be gassed out each and every round. Just how intense that sparring matches is, man. It does get very intense. But intense is the key word. You have to be intense with your workouts. Be on point with your diet, your rest, and most importantly, your mindset. You know you got it. You got what it takes, and you will win. And that's how you build a strong foundation, a strong body, a wrestler.